Okay, so let's take a minute and build an app together that is using an app bar at the bottom. You know what I mean, where all the command buttons go. It's an easy enough thing to implement. Let me go to my XAML and show you how it's done. So here is my toolbox. I'm going to use my toolbox. And here's the document outline. I'll use them both here to show you how to do it easily. So here's my app itself. You can see it's laid out and it's empty. It's just a grid, but it does have a placeholder where I could put the bottom and top app bar. I'm going to select the bottom app bar and right click and say pin active container. This way whatever I select now in the toolbox, this will be its parent. And what do I want to select? Well, I want to select AppBar right here. And when I do, now you can see AppBar is a child of bottom AppBar. That's what I want. And inside it, it's got the grid and the two stack panels where the different buttons go. And so I'll select the one on the left. This is where the buttons on the left will go. I'll select the one on the left. I'll pin it as active container and add a button to it. I'll do the same thing to the one on the right. Just like that. And bam, there it is. And you can see in the XAML, in fact, I'll get rid of this stuff so we can look at the XAML now. So you can see in the XAML, there's my buttons. Now they're not styled right. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to style them right now. Actually, let's just take a second and do it. They're all right here in the common styles, and if I jump down towards the middle, there we are. You can see there's a whole slew of buttons already defined. And so let me take just this refresh one, let's say, and I'll take it so it's not commented out. They're all commented out because there's an impact on memory and time, on performance when all of these are brought into memory. So you don't want them all, you just want the ones you're going to use. And so let's see, that's refresh. So now I'll go back over here, go to the properties of this button, and in miscellaneous I can set its style to a local resource of refresh. See, and now if you go to the right, you can see it's set to refresh. All the styling will be done for me now. And just for fun, I'll just add a whole bunch of buttons here so we can see it. I'll run this so we can see that we've got an app bar at the bottom. And let me change it from local machine to simulator and run it again. Okay, so it's blank, right? Because we didn't put any UI in it. But if I right click or swipe up if I have a touch device, it'll reveal it. You can see all the buttons there. And they all say button on them because I mistakenly left this content. But see, the style itself actually sets its value. So let me run it again now that I've taken away content. And now when I evoke it, see, they all say refresh or whatever the style I chose. It's real nice that way. All right, so let's make it and stylize this so it's really nice. What are we going to use to stylize it? We're going to use Microsoft Expression Design, one of my favorite applications. It really is. So I'm going to create one that's 1366. That's the width of a Windows 8 app by 300. I'll select it, and now it's 1366 by 300. I'm going to select a, let's see, a polyline, and I'm going to draw a bunch of lines like this. And I'm trying to be as random as possible. And you're thinking, what is he drawing? It's grass. I'm sure with a little effort, your efforts would make mine look ridiculous. But here we are. Let me just get to the end. And maybe one more. Like so. Take this back over here to close it. And there we are. And great, so let me select it. I want to make sure it doesn't have an outline. I'll make it light green, and then I'll just copy it. I'll go up here to Arrange, Transform, Reflect Horizontal, and then that's just flipping it, right? Make it dark, bring it down on top of it, and maybe I'll send that to the back. And now you can sort of see, yeah, kinda, it's grass, right? No big deal. You would work harder and do a better job and not do it in a matter of seconds. So let me draw a box here and make sure that its height is exactly 100. I'll dock it to the corner there, bring it over to the side. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change it so it's filled nice and dark. And the reason I'm filling it nice and dark is because this is going to be the grass, right? Let me make it nice. That's what that needs to look like. Maybe a little, maybe a little bit darker. Perfect. All right, now that I have the pin, I can go bloop, bloop, bloop. And see, this is what we call a geology lesson. This is very realistic of what the Earth is like underneath the grass. You know, you city dwellers just you don't have a clue of just how serious it is. That's just a hair light. Let me make it just a little darker. Right, these are probably worms or something like that. And look, if I wanted to, and let's say that I do want to, I'll select everything I just drew, but not the grass and not the ground. And then I can change it so they're not just straight lines, they're these little jiggly lines, right? That's pretty cool. And then if you kind of zoom in, you can see what they look like. This one's a little outside of its zone there. And okay, that's pretty cool. I like all that. And oh, I lost some of my light ones, didn't I? Not really a big deal. I'll just select a few of them. I probably had too many anyway, and then change them to be kind of a lighter color. That's the Earth. That is the Earth. Okay, why does this matter? Why am I doing this? What am I doing? I'm selecting the whole thing here. And remember, this is design in the same family as blend. What does blend know? Blend knows XAML. Does design know XAML? You bet. Watch what I can do. I can say edit, and then I can say not copy. I can say copy XAML. Now I'm ready to go. Back to Visual Studio. I am going to drop in, right here is my, here's my AppBar. So I'm going to drop in right here the XAML that I just copied, right? It's pretty big. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's big. And but here it is. It's in the canvas. And I'll say two things. Margin, because of the way the AppBar works, everything you put is kind of bumped a little bit. So I'll just say -10 to compensate that. And it's -10 at the bottom and the left. And then I'll just say grid.columnspan is 2. That's really all I need. I just want to make sure that it fits nicely. Now it's going to be a little bit taller, so I'm going to make sure that that my buttons that are in these stack panels are aligned to the bottom, right? Just like so. Do the same thing here. And now, if I were to run it, which I'm about to, you'll see that there's a background now to the bars. You can see this black. Let's get rid of that first, right? So we'll go up here. We'll say to the AppBar, background is transparent, and the border brush is transparent. Now if we run it, it'll look even better. Nice. It's very good, right? If we were even wanting just to have fun with it, which who doesn't want to have fun with it, we'll say background is powder blue. Powder blue? Huh? How about that? Now it looks like the sky. And even better. Now, one more thing. Let's, because again, we're having a great time here. Let's find the ellipse. I'll put the sun in the sky here. And, oh, I mistakenly put the sun in the AppBar. All right, so let's see. Actually, let me just double check that I don't still have. Yeah, I do have it pinned. That's the reason it was doing that to me. All right, so I'll just unpin that. All right, so I'm back in the grid. I want to add an ellipse. I'll find my ellipse here. I'll draw it right here. I'll go to its properties, and I'll say its brush needs to be, what are we drawing? Of course, it is the sun. Beautiful, beautiful sun. All right, nice. How's it look? It looks like the sun. It looks just like the sun with that black outline. Okay, now I still have in my clipboard. Oh no, I don't have it in my clipboard. So let me go back to design and copy this again as XAML, the exact same one. I'm just going to paste it, right? I'm going to scroll back up to where it is. Hopefully you can see kind of where I'm going with this. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to say its vertical alignment's the bottom because I want it to be down. You know, grass is at the bottom. In fact, let me make this a little smaller so you can see what I'm doing. I just pasted this in. I don't want to see the Earth. Right? I definitely don't want to see the Earth. And I'll just do that with a negative margin. 0, 0, 0, and here is at the bottom. I made that specifically 100s, and so now it is at the bottom, right? Now, because I've collapsed everything, it'll allow me to show you kind of what I've done here, but just as a reminder, it's a standard AppBar at the bottom. I just added this canvas with all these drawings that I did in design, and then I added the same one and then bumped it down a little further. Let's see what it looks like. And I added the sun. Don't forget the sun. It's a beautiful sunny day. I really wish I could configure my app. Oh, there it is. And then when I go back down, it all comes behind. Whoop, there it is. There it is. Now, you can see if you look really close, the grass, you can kind of see it behind it. But for the most part, the visual effect is the grass is moving up and you're seeing below the dirt. It's cool, isn't it? You can do the same sort of thing, just let your imagination go wild. Best of luck.